Everyone, my name's Elizabeth and I'm here to talk to you about communication. Now, I'm a teacher and I teach grades 7 to 10 at a small private school, and I use communication every day, and I suspect that you use communication every day, whether you're talking to family, whether you're talking to coworkers. For me, it's students, fellow teachers. I even talk to myself. We use communication every day. So here's what I'm going to talk to you a little bit about today is planning for effective communication. How to be effective in what you're saying, how you're saying it. Now, let's take a step back from education. For the most part, I'm going to be viewing it from a teacher's perspective. But for the first slide, I want us to look at 5 practices for effective communication between project members. Number 1, be transparent, clear, and concise. Now, when you're working in groups, we all have different ideas on how to go about this project. When multiple brains come together, we're bound to get overloaded with ideas and information. It's critical to start the project with clear goals and being concise about what needs to get done. Number 2, show some respect. Aretha Franklin said it best, R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Respect is a two-way street. Everyone wants to be given the respect that we've earned in life, but to get respect, we must give it. Respect doesn't mean allowing others to walk all over you and your ideas. Rather, it's about allowing yourself to listen, voice your own opinions with the knowledge that you'll be heard just like everyone else in the group. Number 3, use collaboration tools. When working in group projects, whether it's for work or school, verbal communication is not the only form of communication. Meeting in person is awesome, but our work schedules, our school schedules, they're all a little wonky sometimes. So what you need to look at is what are some tools to effectively learn together, whether it's Zoom, GoToMeeting, Slack, Google Docs, or Google Slides. They provide a platform for communicating and for sharing work. Sometimes it's a little hard to find the right one because there's so many out there. But once you do, it'll increase your production tremendously. Number 4, point out individual strengths and use them well. I chose this practice because when we work in a team, everyone is bringing their own unique strengths into the picture. Perhaps a project team would like to choose a leader, but that does not mean that the person is doing the whole project. Investigating and targeting what other members like and what their strengths are allows the project to become a team. And when the presentation is given, it's a full view of what the whole team thinks. And number 5, take ownership for your mistakes. We all do it. We all make mistakes. And I'll be the first and foremost to admit, many, many mistakes have been made. Don't ask me how many times I tried to record this video. But when you take ownership of it and you move forward from it, you learn. So in my opinion, these are some of the best practices for effective communication. Now, these came from me. I did go online just to make sure that, hey, I wasn't completely going off the books here. And the 2 websites that I used were very helpful in reassuring that these are some of the best ways for effective communication. And those links will be at the end of the slideshow. Now, let's take a step back here again and start to look at why effective communication can be difficult in higher education, okay? College. There's one particular college that I want us to look at here, and it is Agnes Scott College in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, their Department of Student Life posted on this college's website some helpful tips to freshmen coming in. And basically what it was effective communication skills between student and professors. Now again, this is presented from the student's point of view. And they started off pretty good, how you need to establish your presence in the class early, get to class, ask questions. They went on to talk about how to establish your credibility as a conscientious student in class, okay? Make sure you know what the rules and regulations are. They talked about, you know what, how are you going to make an appointment with your professor and how to professionally do it. They also, once you have that appointment, how to conference with your professor. And again, be courteous, be kind, be respectful. And dealing with kind of this funky situation of what if you feel that you've been treated unfairly. It happens. And how to professionally deal with that. Now, All of these are important elements for how students communicate with the professors. But I want to take a look at how professors, instructors, teachers, why communication and effective communication is so important. And Agnes Scott College targets this at the very end of this website or article. Here's the most important element. And again, I'm reading this from the student's perspective. Last thoughts. Don't let falling behind in your coursework keep you from talking with your professors. They are well aware of the struggles students are faced with. Your professors want you to succeed. Never be embarrassed to talk with them. There lies one of the biggest issues in higher education: embarrassment, professionalism, even technology. Do I email? Do I call? Do I text? Should I just go visit? It's hard communicating in higher education, but when we think about what effective communication is, and yes, getting over our fears and embarrassment, and bottom line is, as a professor, as an instructor, as a teacher, my goal for my students is to help them grow. I'm here for them. That's why I became this or chose this profession, is so that way I could help them succeed, help them grow. And majority professors and higher ed staff, that's why they're here, is to help the next generation learn and to help them grow. Now here comes the fun question. What about confrontational situations? What do we do? Okay, so again, I have 7 years experience as teaching. I'm still a baby when it comes to teaching, and I understand that. But based off of my personal experience and also research online, and again, my sources will be cited at the end of this slide, here are 3 ways to de-escalate a confrontational situation. Number 1, the most important thing when you're dealing with a confrontational student, you must remain calm. Take a deep breath, count to 5. If you're calm, your presence will then help the confrontational student. It may not help right away, but you are in a calm situation. You are in control of yourself. It's hard to fight back the urge to someone's attacking you and you need to attack back. Nope. Take a deep breath, say a prayer, meditate, whatever works for you, and remain calm. The second way is to use calm language and to listen to the student. By using calm language, we're talking about saying things like, I can see you're upset and I want to know why. Showing the student that you're here to listen and to get to the bottom of the problem. This then leads to the third way. Reassure the student that you're here to help. Again, using calming language and stating something like, let's figure out a solution to this problem. How can I help you? Letting the student know that you're not the enemy, even if they feel like you are. When we look at the communication, the statistic goes that between 80 and 90% of communication is nonverbal. It's body language. When the student is talking to you and being confrontational to you, do you have a scowl on your brow? Are you cross-armed? Are you shut down? Or are you open? Maybe you need to invite the student to have a seat. Reassuring that student that you are here to help using calm language and listening to the student. Show them that you're actively listening, making eye contact with them. The ultimate goal of all of this is to ensure that your student gets help. Perhaps you can't help them, but maybe you can direct them to the person who can help them. And so when you're dealing with these confrontational situations, you need to ensure that you are being effective in your form of communication. Ultimately, when you're dealing with communication in a group project, with a student, with a coworker, in my opinion, the most important element is just that you want to make a difference in this world. You want to help. You want to help be the solution. You want to guide whoever you're talking with to the solution of the problem. We as teachers, instructors, professors, we come to this profession to help our students. That way, they can then become better communicators themselves. Now, thank you so much for listening to me today. Listening, another great form of communication. Take care.